Coach, obviously a big opportunity this weekend with one of the best teams in the country coming in. What are your feelings about the matchup?
We're excited. I mean, we scheduled this after the World Series 2 years ago, so kind of a big matchup between Oregon State, Mississippi State, two of the better programs in college baseball, and we want to test ourselves. So we invited them here. They accepted it, and hopefully we get the rain to stop so we can play a couple fun games and learn a little bit more about our ball club.
Coach, the ESPN report came out yesterday about JT. Just what's JT's status going into this weekend, and just how is he, and what's kind of the future hold for him?
Right now, JT is not pitching this weekend. He has a sore arm. We're having our doctors take a look at it. We don't know anything really yet besides that he is not pitching this weekend, so we'll kind of play it as we get more from doctors and from JT, kind of go from there.
That's it. What's the pitching plans for the weekend rotation?
We're going Kostler, McLeod, Sarantola. So that's what you'll kind of see a little bit this weekend.
Yeah.
JT threw a bullpen Tuesday. How did you think he threw?
He didn't throw a bullpen Tuesday. So he tried to get started and just didn't feel good, so he never threw. So that's when we've been backpedaling a little bit, getting him to doctors and things like that. But he really didn't get a chance to throw his bullpen.
Do you have any issues after Friday start? Was he feeling bad and things after that?
Not as much. No, I just kind of hit him on Tuesday. Yeah. So.
When you look at your team's offensive performance, I mean, the bottom half of the order kind of carried the load. Is that concerning after one weekend, or is it more encouraging knowing what you're going to get with Westberg and Foskey long term?
Well, I think I think the positive of our offense is the depth of it. I mean, we got some really good hitters up front, but we feel like we got good hitters all the way through it. And so I thought Rowdy was pretty good. I actually thought Foskey was pretty good, even though he didn't probably have it for batting average. He kind of gave himself up in some scenarios to drive in a run. And as the coach, you like to see that. Probably not as good for his average, but he ended up with 4 or 5 RBIs on the weekend. And I thought Westy had some really good at-bats. So, but when you have Cameron James have a big weekend and Landon Jordan have a big weekend, so it just makes it very tough to get us out.
Oregon State's kind of off to a shaky start, but what are your impressions of them? Because obviously they have a lot of talent over there.
Well, they're good, and they got some veteran guys. We're going to see some older arms this weekend, so I think they'll really pitch. They're really going to defend, and then we're going to have to compete. It's going to be very similar to a Wright State. I think you're dealing with a very athletic team with some older pitchers, some new hitters. They lost some hitters from the last 2 years, but they're always talented. The recruiting classes are very high, so you're going to be competing against talented kids, just maybe some newbies like we have in a couple of our spots.
What about Tanner Helen, Coach?
Tanner's day-to-day right now, so he's swinging, moving, doing. I don't know how much. Warm weather would really help a little bit, but he's day-to-day for us. So there's a good chance you'll see him, but we just we're taking it each day as he comes in.
What's Hancock? Luke Hancock's status? Is he feeling better? Will he be able to?
Now, he called last weekend, so he'll be catching this weekend too. So he'll be right out there ready to go.
Is there anybody that didn't pitch last weekend that may have an opportunity to pitch this weekend?
Yeah, I think we got a couple guys. David Dunleavy, Casey Hunt, Xavier Lovett, Houston Harding. We have a handful of those guys. So those guys will be out there ready to, give us a chance if we need them in those scenarios. We just didn't have the spot for those guys last weekend.
Anything else?